What's up everybody, I'm back with another video. I'm Seth at Year One Organics, and today I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time. It's about my favorite fruit tree, my favorite plant. It's about the Jaboticaba. We have some right here. This is the most common variety of Jaboticaba, the Sabra. This variety takes a super long time to fruit from seed. Typically it starts fruiting around 6 to 12 years. Sometimes it can be a little longer than 12 years actually. But these are all about, I would say 5 or 6 years old. And this one right here doesn't look too happy, but you can see it's got tons of buds pushing all over. And that's normal. The burnt tips are very normal on the Sabra. You can see this too. All these burnt tips like that. That's all very typical with the Sabra especially. And one of the cool things about this plant, one of the things that attracts a lot of people, is you can see it's just got this peeling bark. It's almost like camouflage. There's so many different colors on the bark. And this is the same variety back here, and you can tell it just peeled a little more, so you see it's like more white. And then I'll show you this really special one over here. It was actually my first one ever. You can see it's got some nice growth pushing on it, and just the growth is just so beautiful. And this is the Sabra Jaboticaba, the most common one. Nice trunk shape on it. And this is the first one I ever collected, so it's a special one to me. So this video today is just going to be about all the Jaboticaba varieties I've collected and a little bit of facts I know about each of them. And before I get into my Jaboticaba collection, I just want to give a big shout out to Adam Shafran, Flying Fox Fruits. You guys have probably heard of him. He's literally a legend, the GOAT in the Jaboticaba game and Eugenia game and Garcinia game. If it wasn't for Adam, I wouldn't have half of these Jaboticabas, and I probably wouldn't even have heard about Jaboticabas or been able to collect so many of them. So I'm just super thankful for Adam. He's influenced me greatly and just lit a fire under me, and I can't stop collecting them now. I'll always collect them. So let's go check them out. So this whole side right here, these are all Sabras. And the reason I have all of these over here is just because they're great for rootstocks and I sell a lot of them. But if you're looking to graft Jaboticabas, this is the variety you want to graft onto. It's got a super strong root system, can take a lot of different kinds of water, and it's not as sensitive to pH as the other Jaboticabas. And you can see here I got my non-lethal rat trap, because the rats, they love to chew on Jaboticaba. Here, I'll show you a little bit of what they do. I'm looking for one that's been recently broken. Let's see, here we go. So you can see that the rats literally just chewed a circle all the way around the trunk of this tree. I don't know if they do that to like file their teeth down or if they're taking that back to build a nest, but they just completely destroyed this Sabra Jaboticaba. But as you can see, they're super strong and it's already shooting up some new growth. And I just fertilized in here, so you'll see a lot of that. But some of my special ones are right in here. These are some really special ones to me. This is a false Jaboticaba, or a blue Jaboticaba, Myrcieria vexator. It's in the Myrcieria family, not the Polinia family. This is like one of the only Myrcierias I have. If you guys have heard of the yellow Jaboticaba, that's in the Myrcieria family as well. And they're known because they don't fruit on the trunk. They fruit more on the tips of the branches or the new growth. And here's a Polinia right here. All the rest of them are going to be Polinia that I show you. This is Caparina. And it kind of looks like Sabra, but it has smaller leaves. And this one is known like especially for its bonsai culture. It's like the best Jaboticaba to collect for bonsai. And I got those from Clark. He actually works with Adam at Flying Fox Fruit. Shout out to Clark, thank you for those. He gave me some seeds for free. This one here is RDP, or Rosa de Piscosa. And this is the only only one I have of this variety. I just got these from Adam too. He just had a couple trees start fruiting for him, so I got to collect a couple of those seeds. Shout out to Adam again. This I believe is an ESAOQ. I got a lot of these scattered all around here. And then this one is Black Pearl, or they call it Paulista as well. I bought these from Bellamy Trees. He probably got them from John Travis or something. But I have a tray of them there, a couple more sprouting here. I just bought 20 seeds. This one came from Adam too. This is a variety that he selected and cultivated. It's the Sanford Jaboticaba. I have 2 of these. I'll show you the other one. I don't know where it is. Somewhere around here. I got 2 of those. This one came from Adam Shafran as well, and he actually got these from John Kimber. This is a Grimmel and Sabra hybrid, so it's the Grimmel and Sabra cross-pollinated. You can see its foliage. Super beautiful, kind of looks like Trunciflora. That's the only one I have of that one. Nice looking tree, I really like that one. Here we have a grafted red Jaboticaba. I did that graft myself. And so that is the Sabra rootstock down there, and then this is the red hybrid up here. Red hybrid's a good one. The red hybrid starts fruiting in about 3 to 5 years on average, compared to the Sabra, which is 6 to 15 years on average. This one Adam gave me as well. It came from John Kimber, and it's supposedly a Grimmel and a red hybrid. So the Grimmel Jaboticaba and red hybrid crossed together, and it was doing really good, and it just out of nowhere had some random freak dieback. And Adam said that's normal, and I've seen a lot of that variety doing the same exact thing. We're just gonna take care of it the best we can, maybe put it in a bigger pot. This one is the oblongata, but it's not just the regular oblongata, it's the oblongata marmorato. Supposedly it makes a really big fruit, and it's very sour. I think it came somewhere from Asia, and not a lot of people know much about that one yet. So we'll just keep growing it. I have a couple of these. This is also another super common Jaboticaba variety, but it's not so common in the United States yet. Somewhere in Brazil, they have a farm with like literally 40,000 of these, and they make wine with them all, but around here, they're still pretty rare. It's Pinco de Mel. I have 2 of those. Those came from Bellamy. Here's a nicer one right here. This one's a lot bigger. It's got some nice growth on it. Some pointy leaves. That's one I'm really excited about. I think they call it Honey Drop too. Honey Drop, Pinco de Mel. Here is a Novak Vithantra. Charles Novak was the one who made that variety, but I got that seed from Adam Shafran. Got a Broncamel here. This one is like the white Jaboticaba, but it makes a lot bigger fruit. And this tree was actually given to me for free. It was in a greenhouse that was just getting a lot of water. And you can see, literally from getting so much water, kind of looks like rats chewed on it, but that's not from rats. That's just from water rotting it. But it's coming back. It's got some new growth. I'm going to take care of it the best I can. And even if this one dies, I have this little sprout over here, so we're chilling. This one right here is one of my favorite varieties so far. And it's super common. It's the Scarlet, E-Scarlet. This one starts fruiting really quick, on average 3 years, and it stays really dwarf. It's a super small tree. Fruit several times a year. Fruit is good, but that's one of my favorite ones. I just like it so much for its foliage, and because this tree isn't too far away from fruiting. It's getting ready to fruit pretty soon, I hope. This is one I don't know what it is. I'm just growing it. We'll see one day. Here we have a Spirito Santensis. I'm not sure what else they're calling that one, but that's the only one I have of that variety, Spirito. Here's another ESALQ, and then most of all these right in here are all ESALQs. This one I'm not sure what it is, but it just has super beautiful growth. Just one of the reasons I love these plants so much and like to collect them. Just to watch them grow, and they're so beautiful. You can see I got a little tray of Sabras. These haven't been repotted yet. I actually sell them just like this. I sell them straight in the plug form. I pull them out and ship them. Here we have some Restingas. This is a very beautiful one. Restinga coronata. I like the leaves on this one a lot. I got a couple more around. I'll show you some bigger ones. Here is the Grimmel Jaboticaba. This one's pretty common. It's got a super nice dark green growth on it. Makes a really big fruit. Super good tasting. I've got to enjoy a couple of them. Here's a grafted Grimmel. You can see the graft union somewhere. But that's Sabra down there, and then Grimmel. And this tree came from Adam, that flying fox fruit. Thank you, Adam. But these are all Grimmels right here. Little Grimmel section. This is a Otto Anderson Phythanthera. I think Otto Anderson has 2 different varieties, maybe even more, but I've tasted this one. It tastes really good. This one came from Adam as well. Thank you. It's becoming a super nice and beautiful tree. The Otto Anderson Phythanthera. Here's a really popular one just for its foliage, and it has a super good fruit time. 3 to 5 years on average. This is just the white Jaboticaba. And just look at that growth. Like, so beautiful. Makes a really tiny fruit, but it's good. And it's actually ripe when it's green. So I think it's good to, it's a good one to have if you have like a lot of like birds or rats or something like that. They won't see it as much maybe because it's a green fruit when it's ripe. Here's a bigger Restinga coronata. Super nice. I love these. And look at that peeling bark, like I was saying. Super satisfying. And that just means it's happy. It means it's growing a lot. It's shedding its skin. There's another white Jaboticaba, I believe. That one's the biggest one I have. And then down on the floor here, I just have a lot of red hybrid Jaboticabas. These are all ones I'm selling. Here's my biggest ESALQ. I got it in a fabric bag. It's the biggest ESALQ I got. Here's the biggest red hybrid I have. And I'm super patient. I bought most of these trees from seed. I only have one grafted tree. One grafted Jaboticaba tree that I actually bought. I'm just being patient and letting them all go from seed. Got a couple more red hybrids over here. Some decent ones, and all these ones on the floor are red hybrids. This one is a super beautiful one. I'm not sure what it is. It's probably just a white, but it looks a bit different to me, so I'm keeping this one for sure, and we're just gonna wait and see what it is. I don't think I showed y'all this one. This is the D Campo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I know Pete Canaris sells a lot of these. Green Dream, shout out to Pete. He's been very influential as well. And if it wasn't for his videos actually showing me Adam Shafran, I probably would have never met him. So shout out to Pete Canaris as well. Showed y'all the Novak Phantra. Just some nice trees. Here's a scarlet with some new growth. You can check it out. One of my favorite ones. E-scarlet. This is supposedly some kind of costata. And this is a very dwarf tree. I've had this one for over a year and it hasn't grown much. So I'm really excited to see what this one does. I'm just waiting, being patient. Got some nice growth on it. The growth is fuzzy too. Not a lot of jaboticabas have fuzzy growth, but this one does. Hopefully that one's something special. It's doing something different than all my other trees for sure. And then this one and this one. These were all red hybrid seeds I bought from Adam, and they just came out looking totally different. I'm not sure what they are. Maybe they're a hybrid or maybe they're just a mutated red hybrid. We'll see. I'm growing these ones because they're special. I'm keeping those ones. But yeah, I think I showed all my jaboticabas. There's not much more in here. These are just my favorite plants. We're gonna take this one outside and repot it into a 7-gallon pot because it's ready for it. Look at that Fong Tong flowering, so heavy but no fruit set yet. Still super small. I think if I picked all the flowers off, it would grow a little bit quicker, but I'm just letting it be. It's my favorite star fruit variety. So we're putting this 3-gallon red hybrid jaboticaba up into, I think this is a 7-gallon pot. I'm just gonna get a little soil down in the bottom. And it looks like I'll just have enough to finish this thing. Just barely. Alright. Got a little bit of soil in the bottom. And I'm just gonna go like that. Nice healthy root system. Was ready to get stepped up for sure. No ants, no bugs, no worms. Looks good. And just look at that. I hope this thing fruits for me in another year or two. I'll be positive. This thing's gonna be so happy. It's already happier. Looks like I have just enough soil to finish this thing up. Let's see if that was enough. I'm gonna need a little bit more, that's okay. Take a little bit of my biochar worm castings to top it off. These are 2 of my little worm bins right here. I got some red wigglers in here. They got some persimmons, some beans, some just all types of a plethora of vitamins and nutrients. And I also throw a lot of azomite in there for them. They're super happy though. My worms literally eat healthier than 95% of the Americans. They really eat organic. making some of the best fertilizer in the world for me. Looks pretty gross, but instead of working against nature, I work with nature and make the best fertilizer I can possibly. This has worm castings in it, black soldier fly castings in it, has some rock phosphate, azomite, just the best fertilizer in the whole world right here. It's been getting activated for at least 3 months. I won't give it much more than that. I don't want to burn it. I just fertilized it the other day. One thing you should know about jaboticabas is they do not like a lot of nitrogen. You want to feed them nitrogen lightly. But it should be okay. And that is about it for that tree right there. It already looks so much happier. It's the biggest red hybrid I got. And this right here is rainwater. I got rain barrels set up all over under my gutter systems because jaboticabas, they hate city water, they hate high pH water. You want to repot your trees with peat moss, not coconut coir. The coconut coir is just too high in pH and peat moss is acidic, that's what they like. But out of all the fruit trees I grow, jaboticaba is absolutely the most sensitive to city water. If you give them city water, besides like the Sabra, the Gremmel, the red hybrid can take it a little bit, but there's some varieties that will just die after a couple times you water them with city water. You got to be really, really careful about the city water. Only give your jabos rainwater or well water, but well water isn't that good either. Make a little room. So there's a bigger pot coming in here now. And voila. Look at that thing, it's so much happier now. It's gonna grow freaking an inch in diameter in a week. These are all the jaboticabas. They're super addicting to collect. I just love them. I can't get enough of them. Not only that, but their foliage is beautiful. If you like crepe myrtles, then you're sleeping because these are way better. They're evergreen and they're actually in the myrtle family. So collect these instead because they're food and medicine and they're evergreens. The fruit is delicious, super good for you, anti-aging. I don't know. Collect some jaboticabas, y'all. So that's it for this video. Just want to end it by saying thank you, Adam Shafran. Thank you, Pete Canaris, for showing me these awesome fruit trees and just influencing me and motivating me so much. These are arguably the best fruit trees in the whole entire world. You can grow them in a container. Even if you're somebody who doesn't have land or a house, you can grow them in an apartment and fruit them on a balcony. If you're in Canada and it's freezing, you can grow them and just bring them indoors for the winter and bring them back outside. They're so versatile. You can keep them in a pot their whole entire life. They're just the best fruit trees. They fruit several times a year, pretty good during the frost. They're evergreen. They are in the crepe myrtle family, so they have just an amazing, beautiful bark. And as you can see, they're just like a natural bonsai tree. Just who doesn't think that's beautiful? That's it for this video. If you guys liked it, please like and subscribe, and go check out Flying Fox Fruit online.